Good morning guys. Welcome back. It is again the next day. So it is Monday today, which means another check-in picture day. Every day has been since the last 2 weeks, I think, right now. And we weighed in this morning at 91.4 kgs. So that's 1 kilo up from yesterday after the first day of loading. Now I slept very much better last night, and I noticed that my better comes out really gay, but okay. I slept better last night. I slept for 7 hours, which is 1.5 hours more than yesterday, so that feels great already. Happy to have that in the books right now. So 1 kilo heavier from yesterday with the loading. We had a rest day with an excessive amount of extra carbs. Today is the next loading day, day number 2. So I'm gonna have to have my phone with me here for the plan. So Kuba sent it over yesterday, and it's a provisional plan as we have daily. So we adjust the plan to the pictures and the weight that I'm at right now. So don't know if it stays the same for the rest of the day, but my breakfast will start off with 150 grams of rice, and the rest of it would be almost as usual. Normally I have 75 grams of rice, but now 150. And instead of 225 egg whites, I have 150. So he's taking down the protein a bit to make it easily digestible and to prioritize more carbs instead of protein calories. So we do not want to push up the calories excessively high, but we do want to feed up the body with extra carbs. So that's what we're doing right now. Then my pre-workout meal is what I eat afterwards, which is 150 rice as well with 125 chicken instead of 150. So that's another reduction of 25 grams of chicken. And for the rest of the day, my mince has been cut back to 150 grams instead of 175 with another portion of 150 grams of rice. So that's 450 rice already. Then I have my usual potato and chicken meal with 50 grams of rice added, and my pre-bed meal is my 100 grams of cream of rice instead of 75. So he has a smaller pre-bed meal, so I don't have any issues with sleeping on that. Now I have my post-workout meal as well, which was, let me see, 175 grams of cream of rice. So that will be a hefty bowl. Very curious if that stays the same, but that's a big bowl of cream of rice, so I'm gonna have to take out my off-season bowl again. And as you guys probably have seen in my last loading vlog of my refeed, I have a big bowl that I use for the bigger portions, and that only came out in the off-season, and that's filled up pretty nicely with all the cream of rice. Now let's talk a little bit about foods and about routines, and I'm gonna start with routines because my routine right now still stays the same. My usual routine would be I do 6,000 steps. Now today I do 2,000 steps. So I will always, first up, I will wash my face, maybe shower, depends on how sweaty I was. Then I'll take my pictures and I do my morning walk with hydration. After that, it is time for my first cup of coffee, which brings me to my espresso, which already has been made in my special Milan cup. That's always the best part of my morning. Then what else? Then it's time for some check-ins if I have some time left over. Now with the 2,000 steps, I definitely have time over, so I can probably box off 3 or 4 check-ins before breakfast. We have our breakfast, and then we go for a small walk outside because I do like to get some sunlight in the mornings. Now, if you are able to, I would always recommend getting some sunlight in the morning because it really starts up your circadian rhythm and it makes it that you are waking up better and you will be able to sleep better as well. So it also impacts your sleep at night, which sounds maybe a little bit crazy, but it does really help. Now it gets your body flowing, it gets your digestion moving, and it makes everything throughout the day a lot better for you. So if you can do the morning steps, do them, guys. Now then, it's time for the second work block, and then it is time for my pre-workout meal today. Normally I would have another work block, or it's my training block. I can swap those around depending on energy levels. Now I noticed that the last few weeks my energy levels dipped off throughout the later part of the day. So I like to train a little earlier on those days. So that's what we're doing right now today. Then I was going to talk a little bit about foods because I get a lot of questions from clients about chicken, about rice, and it's the basic stuff. But if I don't explain it, then they don't know, and then they just do what they know. So let me explain. For chicken, what I always do for myself and what we do as for ourselves is we just simply buy the pre-cooked chicken from the Hanos. Now the Macro has it, the Hanos has it, and what we prefer is the Hanos one because it just tastes better. I've got my chicken over here, so I was just preparing the chicken, preparing it, right? And it's the brand from Top Table. Now these ones taste amazing. They are always ready to grab. So if you are a busy person, if you are in a rush usually, or if you just don't like cooking your chicken and it makes it dry, simply get pre-cooked chicken. Yes, it can contain a little bit extra calories sometimes. I know muscle meat has them as well. They are flavored, so they have extra taste. And if you're a lifestyle guy, or if you're someone that is not competitive bodybuilding, so you're not pre-show or anything, taking the muscle meat chicken is also amazing. It's this one is 100 calories per 100 grams. The muscle meat is around 125 or something per 100 grams. So it differs for 25 calories. But that does not matter a thing, because if you are consistent, then there's no issue. If you swap them out regularly, then you get fluxes in calories. But overall, if you have 150 grams of chicken, those 36, 37 calories extra or less doesn't really give a fuck if you are consistent. So stay consistent and pick a chicken that you like and one that serves you. Because what I just did is I filled up this glass container with 400 grams of chicken for Frederique. She has 100 gram portions, so this is 4 portions of her chicken done in 1 second. Just put it in the fridge to let it defrost, and it's ready for her to take it out, and she can just put it in her meals and eat it. Now, the way that we cook this is we like to put it in the pan, of course, because that tastes the best. But you don't have to do it. You can just put it in a microwave or in the air fryer. If you put it in the air fryer, they crisp up. If you put it in the microwave, they stay soft and they are still amazing. So that's a great thing to do, guys. Just do it because it saves a lot of time and it gives you consistency in your chicken, which is nice because I used to prep my chicken as well before I knew this, and sometimes it was dry, sometimes it was not. You always have to do the conversions. So that's not the greatest, and this is just the easiest way. Now conversions, another thing, rice, jasmine rice, basmati rice, whatever the fuck you use. It doesn't really matter, but if you have a nice rice cooker, like we do, we have one with a timer function, then you can simply put your rice in. We always let it soak because if it's soaked, it can easily be digestible, can be easily digested. And it just tastes better because it gets a little softer. Now, always wash your rice. Of course, if you did not do that just yet, wash your fucking rice because it's needed. There's a lot of starches and a lot of dust and bullshit on the rice. If you wash it off, just try it out, run it under water, and you see how much gross stuff comes off. But that aside, when you have this, what we do, we put in the right amount of rice. We put on the right amount of water. With jasmine rice, we like to do 2.2 grams of water per 1 gram of rice. Yes, so you take the full value of rice, you do 2.2 times the water, you just simply put it in. Now before you put it in, always weigh the cup. If you have weighed the cup and you've written it down somewhere, you won't forget it. It's easy and it's needed, because right now I'm gonna need that number. What I have here, let me check, because the values change now. I have 390 grams of rice. This pot weighs 450 grams, so I weigh this cooked. This cooked rice weighs, with pot, 1,747 grams. So I take my calculator out and I say 1747 minus 450, because the pot is 450, comes out at 1.297. I divide that by the raw weight of the rice, so that's the 390. That's 3.32564, blah, 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 blah. Okay, right. Now I have 1 gram of rice. Whatever portion I need now, I just simply exit to, let's say the 150 I'm gonna need right now. So 150 times the 3 point blah blah is 498. So my breakfast consists of 498 grams of cooked jasmine rice. Simply scoop it out of your plate or in your Tupperware when you're gonna take it for your work, and you're set. Now, we work at home, obviously, so we keep it in the pot and we just simply leave it on keep warm. You can leave it to keep warm up to 12 hours or something. When it's in there, it stays warm. If you don't put any nasty stuff in it, if you don't go in with a spoon that's dirty, it will stay good. It will stay nice and it will stay soft and warm. So whenever you want your rice, when it's time to eat your lunch or your dinner, just scoop out what you need and you're set for the day. You can eat it directly, or simply what we do, we heat it up in the pan again. So that's the thing for the meal prep, guys. Always think ahead, think about prepping it ahead, but think about the easy stuff, because I do not have to do anything with all we do right now for the foods. Simply take out the chicken from the freezer and simply put on the rice so it's done in the morning. Now, I'm up early enough so I can put it on, but there's a timer function on it. So if you're busy at work, you have to go in 5 minutes after you woke up. I would suggest waking up earlier, of course, but if not, if you have a rush, simply put on the timer function. You wake up, you walk downstairs, and the whole kitchen smells like fresh rice, which is the best scent you can have in your house. Better than a perfume, of course. And you can simply just scoop out your meals. Takes you 5 minutes and you're ready and set for the day. You can go out with your prep meals with warm rice. If you take it out in your cups and you will leave for a couple hours later, put it in the fridge so it cools down and keep it there so it doesn't really build up any bacteria. If you take it on the road, you can take a meal prep bag with some ice packs, but I went to a lot of shows. I always put it in my backpack, and as long as you don't put it in the sun or anything, it will stay pretty nice and will stay pretty good. So this is way better than freezing it. I have a lot of guys that freeze all their meals. Yes, it's handy. They prep 1 day in a week and they just take it out of the freezer, but it tastes like shit if you don't warm it up. So if you cannot warm it up, if you don't have a microwave or a pan near when you're eating, then you're simply screwed and you have to eat dry fucking rice. Now, this makes it a lot easier. 5 minutes invested in your morning makes the rest of the day much easier. All right, so that's it for right now. I am going to do my next couple of steps. Then I'm gonna do some client check-ins, and then it's time for breakfast. First loading meal of today going in later on, and I'm very excited for it, as I really want my carbs right now. I'm getting hungry already. So let's do this, man. Let's go. So time for meal number 1, which I'm very much looking forward, because 150 grams of rice is a massive portion and I love rice. So that's a treat. Now, what I have here, what you guys can see, is my breakfast. And it consists of the 150 rice with 1 egg, 150 egg whites, so a small reduction in egg whites. I've got my greens with my glutamine, creatine, my apple cider vinegar, and my lemon juice. Then I got 50 grams of bell pepper with 100 grams of strawberries. My morning subs are from Invexis, of course, and I've got my salt weighed out for the day. I did not really get any instructions just yet on specific amounts of salt per meal, so I'm just gonna do it as usual, and I will see when he will do that, if he will even do that. Because if the look is good, we do not really have to change anything, really, and if he's happy, we are happy too. So we're just gonna do what we normally do, and we're gonna wait for the feedback from Kuba as well, because I did not reply just yet. But if he decides to pull away something from this meal, I can easily take it away from the other meals, so that's not a big issue. I'm gonna eat this while this is still hot, but I'm gonna enjoy this while this is still hot. Then it's time for my next work block, and I'm gonna show you guys meal 2 later on today as well. We're back in the same spot as this morning. I have not moved, just kidding, right? Well, we have our pre-workout meal. So what do we've got? We've got 150 grams of jasmine rice, 125 grams of chicken with 50 veggies and 100 pineapple. With that, I take 1 magnesium and 1 digest from supplement needs. Now, we did receive feedback from Kuba this morning, and he said that we have already filled out nicely, so we are getting fuller. With the 1 kg up, of course, that is some fullness there. He mentioned that we probably have only need to load today, and that we can go back to baseline from tomorrow again. So this will definitely be a full day of eating, so you guys see all my meals from today, the loading day, I would say, and then from tomorrow, probably, depending on how the look is and what my weight does, we probably will go back to baseline. Now, I'm not really sure what he means with baseline, if he means we go back to the diet or if we go back to maintenance calories. I'm guessing somewhere in between, so we do not deplete any further, but we keep ourselves nicely full. Which means that it's now Monday. By Saturday we go on stage, so we have a full week to improve on the physique. We can keep ourselves full, we can deplete a little, we can fill out a little, and we can play with the look and how it all will present itself on stage. So fun stuff ahead. I'm definitely going to show you multiple days of that, so you guys know how this process works. But for now, it's time for the pre-workout meal. I will definitely show the rest of the meals today, so stay tuned, and I see you guys later. And we are back. We just have trained push. So we had an amazing session. I actually really liked this one today. I felt a little bit not in the mood before we went over to train. I was not energetic and a little bit moody, but when we started training, everything resolved and life got better. Now, I noticed that when I start training, usually my mood always picks up, as I love training, and training itself just is fun. So feeling better right now. We have enjoyed it. We also took a lot of pictures today, so definitely some more content for the IGs, which is nice as well. And now it is time for the post-workout meal. Now, as this is a full day of eating, I should tell you guys everything I've ate, and no, I did not cheat, or no, I did not do anything different than usual, but I have not mentioned my intra-workout just yet. So what I had for my intra-workout today was 20 grams of cyclic dextrin combined with 20 grams of the EAAs from Invexis, the orange flavor, and some creatine and some glutamine. So that's my intra-workout go-to right now, as always. And the cyclic dextrin was just unflavored because it falls a little bit nicer on the stomach. Then, before session, I had a big serving of pumpage to achieve the biggest pump we can get. And pumpage is one of my favorite, all-time favorite pre-workout drinks. I never use a caffeinated drink of a pre-workout before training. I utilize coffee, as you probably can imagine. So that's my preferred setup. I'm gonna show you guys the meal. This is 175 grams of cream of rice. It is a mixture of cookies. No, it's not cookies today. It was salted caramel with the Per4M chocolate hazelnut, white chocolate hazelnut. And I have the ESN in there as well for the texture and for a lower volume, because as you can imagine, 175 grams with a lot of water is way too much. And Frederique wants to show her meal as well. She is proud of what she created, and she has chocolate with it. So she always has chocolate with her post. I never have that, unfortunately, because chocolate is amazing. But yeah, cannot really complain because this is also nice with 175 grams. I am going to enjoy this, and I am definitely going to take a picture, as well as I am also doing this as a Instagram post for later. The full day of eating on a loading day. So that's taken. I've got my stuff now ready. It's time to eat this huge meal and then drive home. After this, my next meal will come up and I'll show you guys as well. The sun is shining bright like a colorful aurora. It paints the world in hues of orange and white and more. I'm gonna start packing my bag. I'm leaving all worries behind. Right guys, so we are back home and it is already time for the next meal. So what have we got here? We've got 175 grams of chicken, the normal amount. I've got 200 grams of potatoes and an additional 50 grams of jasmine rice. So this as well will definitely go down a treat. The meal before, my post-workout meal, did not even touch the sides. So I am already hungry again, which is great, which means that I can eat. And this is how it looks. There you go. As well as 100 grams of blueberries. So this will be steaming out, so I will definitely go eat this quickly, and I run you guys through a little bit of information after this clip. So see you in a bit. All right, now let's do the face directing here. Let's see, come on. Yeah, there it is. All right, so you guys are witness of the live cooking from me and Frederique, of course. And she can get her greens for in the pan. So at night, at dinner time, as usual, we always prepare our meal together. Let's see here. Over. Yeah, there. Gives us some time together, as she is always in her office and me downstairs as well. So that's a good thing to have when you are together, is taking some time to at least eat together when you're busy at all times. So that's what we do. Now, what do I have now? I have 150 grams of jasmine rice. I have 150 grams of lean beef, which is a small reduction by 25 grams, just to keep the protein a little lower and keep the calories a little lower. Then I have 50 grams of pumpkin. Now this is one I switched out halfway through prep. At the halfway prep mark, I was noticing some digestive issues, which came from me eating green peas. Now peas are not easily digested, and I noticed that it gave me a big trouble with those peas. So I swapped them out, and I was searching in the macro as well, of course, for other veggies. And I have eaten pumpkin before, but never bothered anymore. So I thought, let's try this out, and it actually goes really well with the beef together. So that's why we are doing, well, I am doing the pumpkin. Then my lovely wife has 50 grams of spinach, 50 grams of white rice as well, and 100 grams of beef. So she's preparing that, I'm preparing my beef. For the fruits, we have a kiwi. I have 100 grams of yellow kiwi, the kiwi gold, and Frederique has the kiwi green. Now she's tracked. You're in the spotlight, babe. Yeah. I'm back? Nope. Yeah, that's what you get from getting in the angle. well, let's just leave it here. So, when I cook my beef, important, it is lean beef, so it doesn't really have much fat. But if you want a nice color on it, simply leave it a little longer, and there will always drop out some fluids. A little bit of fat will still be in there, but will be rendered out. And if you just put it apart, like I'm doing right now, you can see here. So I'm just smashing the beef, making it small bits. Like that. And now I'm leaving it here to get nice color on it. And you're gonna see if I flip it, it has a nice color, a nice Maillard, as Joshua Wiseman says. If you guys want to follow a nice cooking channel, follow Joshua Wiseman. He's amazing with cooking, and he's also fun to watch, so I would highly suggest checking that out. And yes, I'm in prep, and yes, I always recommend not watching food videos, but there's just something to it, watching food videos when you're in prep. I don't know, we always do it, also in off season, by the way, so it's something we love to do. This is cooking up right now, so that can stay. Just leave it. Now I always like to put a little pepper in the pan already, so that's what I'm gonna do here. Yeah. Alright, so that is cooked now, I think. Then I'm gonna flip it. I don't know if you guys can see that color. I'm gonna flip the rest and I'm gonna show you. Now if there stays stuff on the pan, I would highly suggest scraping that off, because that will burn. So take that off. Also don't forget to toss your veggies. Yeah. So now there's actually nice color on those pieces of meat. And you're back on the pot. So that's how I like it, a little taste from a nice char on my meat. Then I put it together. I toss in my rice, which is way too much. Spread that out. Now, the most important part, throw in a little water. Make it a little sticky. And toss it together. Now, if you guys have made it towards this part of the video, you definitely want to comment down below Gordon Ramsay, because this is just basic chefing. Alright, that's gonna stay here for a bit to get a little bit fried up. Like that. And then I will show you guys the end result. Alright, so the end result. And this is what it looks like. Nice and steaming hot plate of rice with beef and veg. This is one to be enjoyed. Again, as I mentioned in previous vlogs, I love all my meals. I find every meal very tasty, very nice, and I do put the work in it to make it nice as well. So if you have a boring meal plan, just put in some extra work to make it nice. Plate it up like this. Use a normal plate. Don't just eat it from a bowl or anything. Just make it so that it is like a meal from a restaurant for yourself, so you can enjoy every meal you're eating. This will be going down a treat. So time to eat. All right, so now it is time to prepare my last meal and then have a shower and relax on the couch. So when I was in the cooking mood earlier on, I think I will show you guys how I make my cream of rice as well, because there are some clients struggling with it. So what is it then for me to do? Explain how I do it so they can try it for themselves. Now, the ratios are very important. If you are in a dieting phase, you might want to use a little bit more volume than usual. If you're eating a lot of food, you want a little bit less volume, of course, because you don't want to fill yourself up too much. Now, what I do here is I do 3.5 water on my cream of rice value. So the cream of rice amount times 3.5, excuse me. And this is actually enough. Then the cream of rice. Oh, sorry. So 3.5 is thick. 4 times the amount is a normal consistency. 4.5, and it would be more creamy and runny. Also depending on the type of cream of rice you're using, because the Train by JP cream of rice for some people is a little bit, tastes a little bit like sand. They don't like the texture of it, so using a little bit more water will help. If you have Perform, then you can do 3.5 and it gets really creamy as well. So that's personal preference. What I always suggest is try it out, see for yourself, weigh your water, know what you're putting in, and then make sure that it is at your desirable taste whenever you are making it again, with simply times the amount of the water that you have used that time. So that's my cream of rice. Then, important, always use a whisk. If you're using a whisk, it dissolves nicely without lumps and you will be set. If you don't use a whisk, you can use a fork if you don't have one. But I noticed that if I used a fork in the previous years, it wouldn't really dissolve as well as with a whisk. So I would always highly recommend using one. It makes life a lot easier. Now, yes, you might want to say, why did he pick that small of a bowl? And that's simply because I like it in this bowl. I will probably use a bigger bowl next time, because this is crazy, but it will do for now. As long as I don't spill it, then I will be fine. So whisk it up thoroughly with the cooked water inside. And then you simply place it into the microwave for 30 seconds. So if you place it in the microwave for 30 seconds, take it out, whisk it again. Then you have a thicker consistency. And then you can decide if you want to put it back even more. Another 20 seconds. Then maybe another 20 seconds. And then it should be done. Now, I don't know if you guys like overcooked stuff. I do not really like that. So take it out before it comes up. If you see it come up, it cooks. And if it cooks, it gets sticky and not really nice from texture. So take it out beforehand. And if you use less and less water, you'll actually notice that it will get dry as well. So that's also a personal preference thing. So this is whisked up and I'm gonna put it into the microwave. Now for the whey drip. What I have here is I have 30 grams of whey in this cup. And to get a nice consistency with whey drip, every whey has a different amount of water as well. So measure your water you put in there. This is the isolate from Invexus with a little bit of chocolate iso pro from Train by JP. So I will probably put in around 40 grams of water with this. Now if you leave it here or leave it in the fridge, then it will actually stiffen up when it's too loose. So you can make a nice and thick whey paste. If you do more water than you usually do, you get it runny. With less, it gets thicker. Easy as that. But also with that one, try and remember how much water you put in every time, so you know how much is the perfect consistency for you. And as I said, if you put it in the fridge when it's a little too runny, it will stiffen up, so you can get a little thicker of a whey drip. This is nicely thickening up again as well. So I'm gonna put this back one more time. Now I do this before I go to shower, because if I do this now, it cools down a bit, it stiffens up a bit, and that's the way I prefer it right now. You don't have to do it like that, you can simply eat it again when you've cooked it, but I like it like this. So this meal totals 40 grams of whey isolate. I have 150 grams of berries. I have 100 grams of cream of rice. And that is the meal. Oh, no, that's not the meal. I have 10 grams of pistachio butter. Now, I can recommend this one. Coro Pistachian mousse. Pistachian mousse, pistachio butter. We had always the one from Prozis, but this one was in the store in Germany in a small pot. So now we just simply buy a big pot online of 1 kilo, and I think we run through one every month. So that's how much we like it. Now, if your cream of rice is done, top it off, make it flat, like this. Ooh, this is getting really thick, nice. Make it flat, make it flat. And then I normally put it back once more for just a short period. And the meal is set. So, I will finish this. I did not mention I also have 10 grams of dark chocolate, so it's 10 grams of dark chocolate, 10 grams of pistachio butter, 150 berries, 40 whey, and 100 cream of rice. I'm gonna show you guys the end product when it's done, when I'm gonna eat it. So, take a rest and see you in a second. Alright, so we have had a nice shower and the meal has been prepared. And the finished product, as I was going to show you guys. Look at that. So this is 100 grams of cream of rice, 40 grams of whey isolate. I have 30 grams in the cup and I have 10 grams below the berries over there. Those berries are 75 and I have 125 berries in this little cup to keep them frozen for on top of my cream of rice. This is my preferred way to eat it. Call me autistic, but it's just what I do. So I'm gonna eat this in front of the TV with my blue light blockers on, and let's see if there's something on YouTube's tonight. Time for a rest after, hoping to have a good night of sleep again, because these carbs should bring me into some kind of a carb coma, I guess. Let's see if that works tonight. See you guys in the next vlog, and thank you guys for watching, obviously. If you have really enjoyed this, leave a like, leave a comment, and a subscribe as usual. See you guys next time.